So children, this is adrenal gland. First of all, the location, very very important with respect to boards. This is at the top of kidney like a cap, and since I always ask you to draw it, you draw a kidney this way, right? And then just draw adrenal gland here, label this as kidney, and this is adrenal. Ad means at the top of kidney, renal is kidney, ad means the top, right? So cap like structure at the top of the kidney is adrenal gland. And then you come on to, let me remove this. Then second thing is, what is the structure of adrenal gland? Before you understand the details of adrenal gland, first of all you come with the, you understand this structure. In that case, you have you how you will be drawing it. First of all, see, slightly roughly triangular structure, but we always divide it into two portions. Remember that these two portions are not very distinct. It is just on the basis of tissues or cells present there and the kinds of hormone which are released by the two different areas. So when you slice off adrenal gland, you'll be finding the two distinct areas which are performing different functions, and they are also controlled by two different things, right? So the outer portion is adrenal cortex. Border is always known as cortex, so adrenal cortex, and the center is always known as adrenal medulla. Center is medulla and peripheral or border area is cortex. Adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla, right? Important thing is that this center, again, just like pituitary gland, the center of adrenal gland is again under the control of nervous system. So when the brain and the nerves, they instruct this area to release a hormone, at that time only it will be releasing any hormone. Otherwise, if they don't get a message from brain, they will not be releasing any hormone, right? But this border area doesn't do so. This border area is again under the control of hormonal concentration of hormone in blood. So since the cells of this area, they have the chemoreceptors present here. Now chemoreceptors are those cells which have the capability of sensing various chemicals. So here the hormones are also sensed by these receptors, and when they understand that a particular hormone is falling in blood, the concentration is going really down, these chemoreceptors send the message to brain. It's just like a complaint that, see, the area is not working, you do something, and then brain instructs this area to release the hormone. Brain, particularly I am referring to the pituitary gland, right? The anterior pituitary, which releases ACTH. That's why you call this hormone adrenocorticotropic hormone, because this area, this particular hormone is stimulating which area? The cortico area, the cortex area of adrenal gland. It's a tropic hormone that controls the cortex area of adrenal gland. So, and this is how the outer area responds to the concentration of hormone in blood. But the central area is again under the control of nervous system. When brain says, when the nerves bring the message to release a particular hormone, only then they will be released. Right, children? This is the typical thing that you need to understand. And the cortex, now I'm just coming back to the written content so that you understand better. See, adrenal cortex, the peripheral area. Examples of the hormones released are cortisone and cortisol. Children, always remember that the hormones which are released by the cortex area are known as corticoids. So this is a category. What are corticoids? These are the various hormones. This is the category that contains the hormones released by adrenal cortex. Right. Now, depending upon what do these corticoids do, in that case, one category is mineralocorticoid and the second is glucocorticoid. As the name suggests, mineral and gluco, In that case, you should be understanding it automatically that mineralocorticoids are responsible for mineral metabolism. That means breakdown and usage of minerals in the blood. And glucocorticoids are for the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Right? These two categories, apart from these two categories, the adrenal cortex is also responsible for secretion of sex corticoids. Remember that generally the sex hormones are released, the male and female hormones, testosterone and estrogen. These hormones are released by testis and ovary in bulk amounts, right? But when you come to sex corticoids, now this means that even adrenal gland can also secrete, though the amount, the quantity is negligible, but very small amount of male or female hormone might be released by adrenal gland in the form of sex corticoids. And when this secretion of hormone is stimulated whenever the cortex area of adrenal gland overgrows, right? So in that case, more is the cortical area, more will be the hormones, and in that case the negligible amount of male and female hormone becomes higher, and it will start showing the impact on the body. I have written here one word, if you can see, adrenal viralism. What is it? When the cortex overgrows, and in that case, suppose there is a female which has adrenal gland, and adrenal will be secreting, say, testosterone and estrogen both. If she is a female, estrogen will be having the positive impact, but testosterone, being a male hormone, would be having a negative impact. So negligible concentrations can be adjusted by the female, because already the female hormones are in higher concentration. But if male hormone starts raising in the blood, if it becomes higher in concentration, it will be showing it will start showing the appearances of male characters in the female, like presence of mustaches, beard, or deepening of voice. Any masculine character could be there in the female body, just because the cortex overgrew, and because of that the sex corticoids actually started being secreted in the higher concentrations, right? And then you come to adrenal medulla. Adrenal medulla is the center. I told you that it is under the control of nervous system. The hormones released are adrenaline and noradrenaline. Children, both are more or less similar. It's just that you may say that the molecular composition is slightly, very least difference is there. So you may say that these are cousins to each other and supporting each other in the function, but adrenaline is the dominant one here and having more impact on the body, right? Also known as epinephrine. Remember in what circumstances adrenaline is secreted. It is known as an emergency hormone and prepares you for fight or flight. That means either you will be fighting with someone, or if you understand that you cannot fight with someone, it is better to move away, to run away. Then flight is also the result of adrenaline. Basically, this is the definition, but understand, just keep yourself. I always teach class 10 student this way, that just imagine that you are fighting with someone, or you are supposed to, you are standing on the stage and you are delivering a speech. At that time, what are the changes which are there in your body? Your throat becomes thirsty. You know why? Because higher concentration of adrenaline, they suspend the secretion in the throat. Right, this is an automatic system, autonomic nervous system of your body. Or you are there in supposedly a fighting situation. At that time, your voice is high, your heart rate is high. That means your blood pressure is high. This is due to adrenaline. You are all of a sudden you start feeling boosted with energy when you're fighting with someone. So that boosting of energy is also due to adrenaline. Why? Because at that time your body understands that more energy is needed, and adrenaline, it stimulates the conversion of glycogen back to sugar. So you may say that adrenaline promotes the hyperglycemic condition, or you may say that adrenaline promotes the raising in the blood sugar level, so that you are boosted with energy, right? That's why we say that it is an emergency hormone. It always prepare you at the time of any stress condition, had it be a fight, or it may be a sorrow condition or a very joyous condition. Whenever you are excited, thrilled, adrenaline helps you cope up with the situation, right? Now you come to the deficiency diseases, hyposecretion and hypersecretion. I hope these words are explained, but again I'm telling, hypo means less and hyper means more. So when hyposecretion is there, that means less hormones, corticoids are there, and when more corticoids are there in the body, what is the impact? So straight away I come to the disease. Hyposecretion of uh, these corticoids, they cause Addison's disease, and hypersecretion of corticoids cause Cushing's syndrome. Let us have a comparison. I have written in that manner only. First of all, skin pigmentation, which is not a compatible difference with hypersecretion. Cushing's syndrome does not show any skin pigmentation, whereas in Addison's disease you do have it, right? Then loss of energy and weight is Addison's disease. On the contrary, obesity is in Cushing syndrome. So just opposite, if you can see. Hypoglycemia, less blood sugar level in hyposecretion. Hyperglycemia, more blood sugar level in the blood, right? And then you have prone to infections, because when you have loss of energy and weight and hypoglycemic condition, the metabolic activities might suffer, the WBC formation might suffer, and this is something that makes you prone to infections, and you also become very sensitive to pain and cold. These are the symptoms for Addison's disease. Just take care of them, right? And in hypersecretion, the symptoms also include salt and water retention in the body and osteoporosis. Children, these symptoms are always to be understood, because sometimes you have matched the following, where on one side it is given hyposecretion, hypersecretion both, and on the other side you will be having one symptom. So you should understand to which category it will be matching up with, right? Here I conclude with adrenal gland, and in the next class, whatever it may be, we will be starting with pancreas. So I conclude this video here. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask me. Thank you.